Howdy folks, welcome to the channel. I'm Don. I do non-pop country music reactions and we've got one on tap right here. You saw the title, George Jones's. The official title of this song, I think, is The One I Loved Back Then. But it's affectionately known as the Corvette song. And it's a gift request of George Woodruff, GW. So thank you for this gift and request. And GW said this. Hey Don, I know you have reacted to the studio version of this song, but I think you will love this live version. The instrumentation is just awesome, plus the singer ain't bad, LOL. Alright, so that's what GW wrote. That's what I call George Woodruff, GW, so there's no confusion. He's George Jones's worldwide #1 fan. And just to eliminate confusion, so when I say GW said this, you know exactly who I'm talking about. But if I were to say George said this, you might be thinking, did George Jones say it or GW Woodruff? And yes, I reacted to this one about 3,500 songs ago. So it's been a long time. Here we go.
I stopped off at the Quick Sack for some beer and cigarettes. The old man took my money as he started my Corvette. He said I had one just like her son, 1963. Till the man down at the bank took her from me.
Yeah.
Lord, she was a hotter than a $2 pistol. She was the best thing around. Long and lean, every young man's dream. She turned every head in town. She was built fun to handle, son, and I'm glad that you dropped in. She reminds me of the one I loved back then. We're gonna ride around a little spell here now.
Ride around the spell, he said.
So I handed him my keys and said, here, take her for a spin. The old man shook his head and then he looked at me again and grinned. He said, George, you don't think you understand? It ain't your little car I want. It's running in every that keeps turning me on. Lord, she was a $2 pistol. She was the best. Long and lean, every young man's dream. She turned every head in down. She was built fun to handle, son. Hey, I'm glad that you dropped in. She reminds me of the one I loved back then. How come I she was hotter than a $2 pistol? Hang around. Long and lean, every young man's dream. She turned every head in town. She was built fun to handle, son, and I'm glad that you dropped in. She reminds me of the one I loved back then. She reminds me of the one I loved back then.
Yeah, man, it would have been fun to see George in concert. Never did see him in concert. I wasn't in the country then. But GW, that was fun. I love the idea of analogizing a woman to a car. But we guys, there's a certain truth to it. I mean, a car is a very personal thing. It's that way for women too. You get really attached to your vehicles, no matter how boring they are. We guys want nice cars, for the most part. And it isn't to show off. It's like, for performance purposes, we want to be able to get out in traffic. They sort of represent us. They're our calling card. I don't think it's that way for women as much. For some it is, but for guys it is. And you spend a lot of time in your car, and you want to be comfortable. You want it to look good and all that. And it's very similar, with us guys with a woman. Women want a good-looking guy too. But men really want a good-looking woman. It's just that way. I don't know if we're simpler or what it is about us, about the way we're wired, but it is that way. But I like hotter than a $2 pistol. And you notice like the 1963, initially it was a 63 Corvette. Well, the woman was born in 1963. And this song probably, I don't know when this video came out, might have been the 80s, right? So, she would have been in her 20s when the song came out. And it's just one of those songs that just doesn't age. Even the expression, a $2 pistol, even with inflation, people still say, man, it's hotter than a $2 pistol. Miranda has a song where she talks about that. Led Zeppelin has a song. What's the name of it? It's about the love of an automobile. And it's a jamming song, as you might expect from Zepp. Not all their songs were. A couple of their songs were disappointing, especially off their Into the Outdoor album. But that was a jamming song. And it is true. We kind of, I can't say we love our automobiles, but if we get a sweet freaking ride, we do. We're like, oh, God, I love that car. And a woman. But it was funny that the guy at the Quick Sack, he was like, yep. I'm not interested in the car, son. I love that switcheroo. First time I heard the song, I didn't see that coming, of course. The one I loved back then the Corvette song. Yeah, you need both in the title, really. All right, guys. I'm going to rate I love how George had fun on this performance. He sings these songs. Performers at his level have sung these songs thousands of times. And they got to still make it interesting. They still want to have fun singing it. And you could tell he was having fun singing this one. That's the entertainment side, the performance side of these folks, where they can go to another gear. And even though they've performed it, might even be bored playing it, they find a way to enjoy doing it. And it's easy to say, oh, they're in front of all these hundreds and thousands of people. And that's going to get them up. It's like only partly, but when you're used to it, when you're used to fans, yelling and screaming and all that stuff, not that it gets old, but you get used to it like anything else. Just like surgeons, when they see blood, they get used to it. Coroners get used to dead bodies, all this stuff. These guys get used to seeing people out there. And George had fun with this one. So GW, I'm going to rate my experience. That's how I rate it, especially with videos. And this was a 9.2. It was I go back to the songwriting process, and the songwriter was like, I want to write a song where a guy is referencing a female, a woman, but I want everybody else to think he's talking about the Corvette or a car. It probably didn't start with a Corvette. It probably just started with a car. What kind of car? Should it be a Bentley? Should it be an F-150? I mean, what kind of thing? It's got to be a sexy car. Maybe they had Trans Ams at that point. But he's going with a Vet, and 63 Vets were sweet. I don't know when the Stingrays came out. I think they were in the 70s. And they were nice too. But all right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. GW, thank you, my friend. Have a great day. I'll see you in another video. Keep rocking the country.
And I'm glad that you dropped in. She reminds me of the one I loved back then. We're gonna ride around